Hey folks! Today I am going to put some makeup on. I need to film another video, so I'm going to put my makeup on that I'm going to be wearing in a different video. But also, I just kind of wanted to, I don't know, it's like a get ranty with me. It's going to be kind of a rant, kind of a get ready with me, kind of just like reflecting on this year and also just like my feelings about YouTube because I have thoughts. Get my makeup bag out, but if you've been in my Twitch chat at all, you would probably know kind of where this video is going and like what I'm going to talk about because I've talked about it recently because Twitch feels a little bit different. Talking over there feels a little bit different. And honestly, that's part of what made me realize things. Let me get my makeup out. Where is my foundation? Don't worry. This video isn't like a me leaving YouTube. Don't. I'll just quell your curiosity and your worry. That's not happening. Lately, I've been feeling almost like so frustrated with YouTube as a platform that sometimes even in these videos where I'm just like chatting with you, I don't necessarily feel like I'm sharing like all of my opinions or like I feel like not that I'm holding back, but that I'm not fully able to be myself sometimes on camera these days. And most of that has to do with just YouTube as a platform. If you've been around for a while, I've been on YouTube for a really, really, really long time. I've been making content at least since, I don't know, it's been at least 10 years, and that's a long time to be making content. It's a long time to be invested in a thing that you find a lot of joy in, but also takes a lot of work. YouTube for me, for the last year, has not been as fun, I will say. As much as I like creating the videos that I make for you guys, and I like sitting down and having fun on camera and talking about stuff and talking about makeup and talking about anime and talking about just other random stuff that's happening in the world, like, YouTube as a platform isn't really giving a shit about most of their creators these days. It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating not being able to like really kind of voice my anger sometimes at the platform because the last thing I want anybody to feel is that I'm blaming any of my viewers or my subscribers, because I'm not. It's literally just the platform. Making some sort of success or growth so difficult unless you like happen to hit that algorithm really, really well. Because like I've seen people who are growing quickly who have to upload every single day, and they're uploading every single day. I'm like, how do people keep up with that? I really don't understand how people are able to keep up with that. And especially for somebody like me who has a full-time job. So it creates this kind of catch-22 where it's like, the more I want to work on things like on YouTube, the less time I have in my life to like do stuff. So then when I'm like rewarding myself with a better work-life balance, I'm failing myself on YouTube, if that makes sense. And I know that I've uploaded a lot less this year, so like part of the problem is kind of self-inflicted. I understand that, like, by not posting that much, but it really is kind of a bummer sometimes looking at analytics of my last 2 previous years versus this year. It really, really is. And I don't even like looking at it these days because I'm like, it's depressing. It really is. And it partially due to me kind of A, not uploading as often, and B, not really caring as much about makeup in my real life as I used to. And part of that has to do with the fact that I just don't wear it as much. Brow thing. Nope, brow pencil. There's one. Like, I just don't wear makeup, like, ever. If I'm going to work, don't wear it. If I'm not going anywhere, unless I'm filming or streaming, don't wear it. And I don't go that many places. I really don't. And when I do, I'm not wearing nearly as much. Usually it's just eye stuff, and it doesn't matter as much because it's usually in the dark because I'm at a show. And then my face is covered up halfway. It's definitely saved me a lot of money not paying attention to makeup as much and not buying as much. I used to buy a lot more. Literally, I think the last thing I bought might have been this brow gel. Maybe the re-up of my concealer. I don't know. I bought a replacement for my Oma Beauty concealer recently. I say recently because it was like a month and a half ago, and I still haven't finished the one that I bought to replace. Like, that's how often I use my makeup and my foundation and my concealer. That, like, something that was almost out to the point where I wanted to buy a replacement, I still have it a month and a half later. Like, that's what I just put under my eyes. So it's definitely a lot less spending on makeup, which has been really good. But it's kind of left me a little bit dry for some ideas. And I'm like, oh, well, what am I going to talk about today? Like, there's a reason I've kind of branched off and done some different things and, you know, done some videos about anime stuff. And now Josh and I did the TikTok video, which we're going to do another one this month. Just you wait. Just doing different kinds of content because that's the stuff that I like watching. Like, I'm just not as passionate about makeup as I used to be. And that's just kind of my reality. So it's like, I don't necessarily feel inclined to want to, like, I still like posting some videos with makeup, don't get me wrong. But sometimes when I have to think of a video idea, I'm like grasping at straws because I'm like, I don't think about makeup the same way that I used to. I don't use makeup the same way that I used to. I don't follow makeup culture the same way I used to. And that's the other thing, is that the community moved. The community moved over to TikTok, which I still haven't quite got the hang of yet. I know I sound like an old person when I say that, but I got Facebook when I was a senior in high school, and we had MySpace when we were a kid. I learned how to do LiveJournal, and then Twitter, and then I had Tumblr for a hot... YouTube got that at the same time. Instagram around the same time. Tumblr for a hot minute. I haven't used Tumblr since like 2018. And I don't know, getting used to using a new completely different workflow with editing and with posting, it's just, I just haven't gotten used to it. So I'm just not paying as much attention. Like, I remember seeing like collabs from people like, oh my God, they're such huge creators. I was like, I have no idea who you're talking about because it wasn't on a platform I was on. So I really am disconnected a lot of times. The problem with YouTube as an algorithm is that whenever you try and post content that's a little bit different than your regularly scheduled stuff, YouTube is like, oh, this looks different and weird. We're not going to push this out. They're not going to like this. We'll just not send this to all your subscribers, or we just won't recommend this. We just won't populate it next to your other videos the same way because this isn't what people want. They want to see all the angry videos, all the anti-hauls. They want to see you criticizing the shit out of every single makeup brand that ever existed. Like, I'm exhausted from doing that. I don't understand how people can do that all the time because it's like, I did that a lot. And I'm exhausted. But like, plenty of people have made it far more of their online thing, more of that. And I can't handle it. I can't do it anymore. One, because I really don't pay that much attention anymore. So I inevitably don't care. It's not that it's stupid to care about it. It's just that it's not in my brain. So it's like, I can't care about something if I don't know about something. You know what I mean? And there's plenty of other things where I feel like it's a more useful space for my brain for me to keep in there, for me to know things. There are other things that I would rather know than, I don't know, whatever the hell is happening on that beauty guru subreddit. I have no idea what's going on there these days, and I'd rather not know. I'm always just a little bit confused and out of the loop. And I don't mind being confused and out of the loop. I'm like, oh, cool. Again, less things for me to fill up my brain with, and also less things for me to want to buy. Ironically, the time when I started making less content and less frequently content about things that I will definitely not buy. I still make anti-hauls almost monthly, but like kind of other videos where I'm talking about brands doing stuff. And, ironically, when I stopped making more of those, that's when I stopped buying stuff as often. Like, when I was actively making content criticizing makeup brands, I was still buying more makeup. It's because I was still paying attention and I was still like in the know. And nothing against if you want to pay attention. Like, there's a lot of people like that's their whole job. It's just that's not my job, and I never wanted it to be my job. And I think YouTube for so long has tried to put people in these boxes where they feel obligated to make the same kind of content over and over and over again, to where when they want to actually like branch out, do something different, they get punished for it by a computer. It's very frustrating, to say the least. Very frustrating. What do I want to use? I want to use this one, this Gothic Romance from Necromancy Cosmetica. God, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So maybe I'll do like this Wilted Roses color with like some Burial Ground and then like this Melancholy shade. Is this making any sense? I really hope it is, because I feel like it's been kind of a shared sentiment from a lot of people, at least a lot of people that I follow, a lot of my friends. Like, I know that you guys have seen a lot of people just like going through it this year, and YouTube isn't making it any better. People are going through some mental health shit and some life shit and some personal shit, and YouTube is just like, dance monkey dance. Like, and I know that it's an algorithm and I know it's a website. I can't control it. I can't change it in any way, but that's just how I'm feeling. And I feel like that's how a lot of people are feeling, that they're feeling like burnt out on things and burnt out on trying to make the same content. And props to the people who can continue to do that and who can just continuously make the same kind of video. I just can't do that. And I never really wanted to do that. It gets a little disheartening sometimes, putting in a lot of work and a lot of time into a video that YouTube just says, fuck you, you know? Which is why I've been having so much fun on Twitch. And I know that I talk about Twitch at the end of my videos all the time now, and I mention it, and I remind people. And I know it's a completely different platform, and I know it's gaming, but we don't just game over there on my Twitch channel. We put makeup on sometimes. We'll be talking about life. We talk about anime a lot. Like, that's kind of where I got some of my recommendations of what to watch. Like, my Twitch chat and my Twitch viewers are to blame for some of the animes that I've watched this year. Blame being a positive connotation, because I like the ones that they've told me to watch. So I'm not mad about it. But Twitch, I don't know if it's the fact that it's live, or I'm at my computer, or it's just a smaller circle of people and it's just like off the cuff, no editing, you know, if that's why it feels more like me. But like, I really do lately feel like I'm able to be more myself over there. And I like streaming over there. It's fun. And I want to do it more. And I wish I had more time in my week to do it, but I don't. Because I have a life, I have a job, that I have a commute. I have a partner that I live with, who I love, that I want to hang out with and make dinner with and watch anime with and work out with. We're getting my uncle's elliptical after Christmas, and I'm really excited about it. He's getting rid of it. And I was like, yes, give it to us. It's kind of how I've been feeling all year, you know? Just a little bit disheartened, just a little bit not motivated, and like, it's obvious that I haven't felt motivated because I'm just not uploading the same amount as I used to. Sometimes I'll go 2 weeks without uploading. For a while I was uploading 3 videos a week.
How?
How was I doing that every week when I was still going to my job? I don't understand how I was able to do that. I mean, it was when I lived closer to my work and when I wasn't living with Josh, so I guess I just had some more free time. It's when I was living with Libby, and there was plenty of time for me to just like chill out and work on my computer. But now it's like, oh, I actually have like stuff I want to do. And it's been kind of difficult to stay really motivated. It'd be kind of weird to put apparition on it. Like a little... No, I think that works. I want to do something that kind of matched my colors, but I'm wearing so many fucking colors that it's like, what am I even matching anymore? Maybe I'll put a little bit of this other darker color here. I think this one's a little bit darker. I need to wash my brushes. The last few videos, the last month or so, I've just felt a little bit like not like I've been hiding anything from you guys, but that I've been like not able to fully be myself on camera here because I've just had this kind of bubbling up and like wanting to talk about it, but not knowing how to approach it, and like not knowing in what context, and like having other videos that I wanted to post more, and, you know, having sponsored content and having other things to do. And I love this blue. It's such a pretty color. The blues in this palette, oh, gorgeous. I'm obsessed. Obsessed. So yeah, Twitch has been really fun. And I want to do more kinds of content over there, and I want to stream more often, and I want to have more people come hang out and do some emotes and have, like, I don't know if I ever want to be like a full-time Twitch streamer, because I feel like that would be like the amount of pressure and the amount of like actual having to be social with people would be way too much for me. Like 2 nights a week that I do right now is pretty good, and I don't really have like a ton of people that hang out. Sometimes I'll get raids. Like a couple months ago I got a raid of like 200 people, which was super cool. I was like, what the hell? Like totally out of nowhere. But like on occasion I'll get raids of like 12 to like 55 people, and you know, it's a good time and it's a chill time. I've been having a lot of fun over there. It makes me not want to post on YouTube as often because for the last, I mean, I would say almost a year, posting to YouTube is not nearly as fun as doing stuff on Twitch and just doing other hobbies in my life. It's been harder to decide to do that because the other things are more fun right now and more shiny, and I want to do them more. And this is taking a back burner that's hurting me more detrimentally than I would have hoped. Let's do electrocute. I've used a lot of fuse. I haven't used this one nearly as much. This is an old Cleona palette, by the way. I haven't bought any highlighters recently. I think the Fenty, the Water Brat was the last one I bought, and that was like, God, close to a year ago, I think, at this point. Contour. I love this little palette. Like, this little compact. It's so cute. It's just like a little cardboard compact that's got magnets. The mirror is a little bit useless, I will say, because it's really small, but bring this back so I can see. How have you guys been feeling about YouTube as a platform? It's just been kind of disappointing to see them try to become TikTok when they just shouldn't. Like, people are gonna go to TikTok regardless. The YouTube shorts are never gonna outdo TikToks. Like, TikTok figured out what Vine couldn't, like a way to monetize things and a way to make things more profitable and make the algorithm way better. Like, TikTok's algorithm is like scary good at times. And YouTube never really should have tried to become that because people are just gonna pick TikTok first anyway. At least Instagram as an app, the vertical video makes sense on there, so it doesn't look or feel as weird. But on YouTube, the shorts are like this weirdly vertical thing going on the subscription page. And I guess they're finally like rolling out some sort of separation of those. And I know that they're separated on like your own channels at this point, so it's a little bit different there. I hate seeing shorts on my subscription feed because they take up so much space for relatively just like the weirdest looking thumbnail because it's like vertical with blurry shit on the side. And I'm like, why is my whole goddamn feed filled up with this? Like, and I know that people are like uploading things regularly as shorts because that's what the algorithm likes. And YouTube wanted to put in a ton of money and a ton of resources into like algorithmically lifting up shorts, and it worked to their detriment for multiple reasons. One being they literally lost money in Q1, which I think is the first time that YouTube had lost money in a quarter in like years. So that was weird, but it makes sense because you couldn't monetize shorts. So like the things that they were pushing weren't making them any money. So yeah, of course they were going to do financially shit, like, which ended up affecting creators like myself and like many other people. And like I think Jarvis made a video about like Instagram trying to be TikTok. I don't know if he mentioned as much about YouTube, but it's the same kind of thing where they were doing this experimental thing. They were changing up how they were kind of categorizing and recommending things without really telling the user base that that was what they were doing. So people just started seeing like a way different interaction rate with their content, thinking that it was kind of all their fault. And that's what I thought for the longest time. And I was like feeling really, really down on myself. And that's kind of when I took like 6 weeks off. I think I took like a whole 6 weeks off earlier this year because I just like didn't want to think about anything. Because I was like, I feel awful about myself. I feel awful about my content. Nothing I make is worth it. Nothing I make is worth anybody's time. That's how I was feeling a good month and a half this year because YouTube as a platform was failing so many people. Meanwhile, they're pushing people like Shane Dawson still up to the top of the fucking trending list. Like, how? Why? Like, how is it that still the worst people are being pushed to the very top of the platform when everybody else who's been like grinding and working and making things that are not harmful to people and not lifting up other harmful people and also just like mediocre content? Like, besides the fact that Shane Dawson isn't a bad person and Jeffree Star is a bad person, the videos are just bad. Poorly edited, poorly filmed, awkward. Shane does the weirdest shit on camera. It's just not well done. It's just, I wish that YouTube would stop doing that. Okay, please, YouTube, just stop. It's time to stop. Do I want to put on a gloss instead? No, I'll put this one. I think this will go. Yeah. Love this lipstick. Love it. I don't want anybody to think of this video as like me just whining and complaining, because I know that it sounds like that, and I'm sorry if it does, because a lot of it, like I said, is kind of self-inflicted. Like, it's my own insecurities just hopping out and me not wanting to face them necessarily, and instead just like going into a content hole and like just not making stuff very often. So I know that it's not all the algorithm and it's not all YouTube's fault, and I know that, and so I don't want it to make it seem like I'm complaining, because the last thing I want is for me to feel is ungrateful. I mean, maybe ungrateful to YouTube at times, I feel a little, because I'm like, what are you doing, YouTube? What are you even trying to do? Something that's not worked. But, well, this is the finished look. I use the Gothic Romance palette from Necromancy Cosmetica. I love it. It's so pretty. It's romantic. It's gothic. I'm wearing a Bite Beauty lipstick. This is Leche. I think it's the same lipstick I wore in my last Get Ready With Me too. So I'm so creative, and I pick the coolest color. That's another thing. There's like some colors where I'm like really wanting to branch out, but fall and winter like make me want to put on like all of the dark academia type coloring on my face. Maybe not necessarily in clothing, but everywhere else. Today's song of the day, let's see, what could it be? Oh, another Rebecca Black song. Look at You from Rebecca Black is your song of the day. It came out, what was like a week ago, give or take, when I posted this. It's really good. It's a ballad, and or like a pop ballad. It's a good pop ballad. I like it a lot. I'm not gonna stop talking about Rebecca's new music because I love it all. But yeah, go check out that song. Let me know if you've been kind of feeling a similar way in the comments, because I feel like a lot of people have, and I get that vibe from pretty much everybody, at least everybody in my immediate group of people that I talk to, and everybody who I talk to on Twitch, and like, it's just kind of like an overall just meh feeling across the board, you know? It's just weird. It's weird, and I don't like it. If you would like to follow me on Twitch, it's just Abers without the 07, as well as my TikTok, Abers without the 07. And then Instagram and Twitter are Abers07. So if you would like to follow me elsewhere, hang out wherever, those will be linked below. Let me know any more like holiday videos that you might want me to do, because I have the whole week from Christmas to New Year's off, and I would like to post a couple of videos in that week. I hope you have a good week, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you are hydrated, well rested. Have a good one, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!